What's up, NFL fans? I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and purchase your copy of our latest football game plan book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. We have these available in both PDF and paperback form.
For the Chargers in this ball game, look at both inside linebackers, Manti Te'o and Donald Butler versus the running game of Baltimore. I think they have to be stronger point of attack type players this week versus that Ravens running game, so that way they can make this game Joe Flacco versus Phillip Rivers. And offensively, I would take aggressive shots downfield. I think they have a decided advantage on the flanks versus the Ravens cornerbacks and safeties. Take more aggressive shots downfield that could result into touchdowns this week versus Baltimore, and using the running backs to beat the blitz. There's a multitude of ways they can do this. By one, using those guys to run right at the blitz, or two, having those guys go out in a pattern so that way those backers will have to peel off their blitzes or they're going to be wide open. So I will use the backs to beat the blitz without actually picking up the blitz this week versus the Ravens. And for the Ravens in this ball game, they have to continue the multiplicity that they're doing offensively. I love the way they're getting everyone involved in the offense, the tight ends, your second and third options at receiver. The backs are getting involved in the passing game. They're hitting guys with the power game as well as with the inside zone game. So I will continue that offensive multiplicity versus a team like San Diego. And you have to keep the edges clean for Joe Flacco. They can't allow those outside edge rushers of San Diego continue to be a nuisance versus this passing game. Otherwise, they could struggle as a whole. And the front side pressure will be key. If they can get front side pressure versus Phillip Rivers, I believe it goes a long way. And not only helping that defense do a lot better versus the pass, but also getting those guys off the field.
This week versus the Baltimore Ravens, the one thing you can do if you're San Diego to attack an aggressive defense is run misdirection. I'm going to show you one counter play that I like where you pull the tackle inside, have him lead up in the hole, and attack the second level of the defense. Show you what we've drawn up here. We're going to have everybody front side going to block the next man over. So we're going to have this tight end work up to try to get this cornerback block. Tackle is going to work over to kick out that linebacker. Guard's going to work to kick out that defensive tackle right there. We're going to combo the nose tackle with the center, working up to get the backside backer. Receiver's going to block there, going to get that safety block. And how we're going to block this backside five technique so that way he doesn't make the play in the backfield as Phillip Rivers opens out. Take your zone step, fullback is going to lead up, and he's going to go try to kick out or try to cut block that five tech because we're bringing the tackle around into the hole to knock out the inside backer. Take your counter step right there, hand the football off, and hopefully run a daylight, making this one guy miss if everything goes according to plan. Now, this is one way you can attack an over-aggressive defense. It's all about misdirection, and with the personnel that the Chargers have, not only on the offensive line but also in the backfield, I think they can get it done. The Baltimore Ravens have to find ways to communicate in the secondary as well as in the second level of their defense versus San Diego, who love to run a lot of different crossers and also misdirection type of rub routes to confuse the defense. And I'm going to show you how they can pass guys off or effectively communicate to pick up the pass patterns and be in great position to make a play. Show you what the Chargers love to run. Let's say they want to run this guy right down the alley, try to shoot him down the post or to the middle of the goal post. You're going to, off of play action, try to get the fullback out in the flat and maybe work him up. You're going to have the crosser coming across, and the tailback is going to fake the handoff, check protection, and settle down right over the center as the safety valve. So you have your out and up, you have your crosser, you have your split route, and you have your check down hook right there in the middle. Now, what Baltimore has to do defensively, again, it's all about communicating and understanding who your responsibilities are, what your responsibilities are. And again, it's not about passing guys off, but also about understanding your zone responsibility. So what you're doing, if you're the cornerback, you're just going to run with this guy, but you're going to take that outside approach as he's starting to cross the second level into that third level. Why? Because now you have the safety that's picking him up. So you're playing outside in, you're taking away the split route. Now, how you want to cover this crosser, which could be dangerous, your backer that's dropping, he's going to try to get underneath this split route before he passes it off to the safety, and he's going to close in on the crosser. The hook will be covered by the backer, who now is following the crosser. He sees the hook, his job is to cover the hook. So that leaves the backs on the out and up. Your backer is going to play the out and ride the up if he goes up along with the cornerback. So you're really taking away the out and up with the backer and the corner. And now you have the tight end, he's coming over the middle of the field on a deep in route that will be easily picked up by the safety closing in. So that's why your backer is going to sit, see the hook, close in on the hook, but he also carries the inside of that route. So you see how you're pattern reading the pass patterns of San Diego, you're passing guys off, and you're also being able to be responsible for man coverage on certain sides. So this is one way they can communicate in the secondary by understanding their assignments and just understanding passing concepts, which could put them in a great position versus San Diego to make a play on the ball.
And the biggest X factor in this game for San Diego, I sort of alluded to it earlier, will be those running backs utilized as receivers. I think that's one way that they can take advantage of an aggressive defense of Baltimore, getting those backs out in a pattern. I think they have the advantage with their backs going against those linebackers of Baltimore. And for the Ravens, I believe the biggest X factor will be the cornerback play. They struggled mightily last week versus New Orleans. They started to play a little bit better toward the end of the game, but overall, this is a much better receiving core they're facing this week in San Diego, and they will have to bring their A game throughout the course of this ball game if they want to have some success. I like the Chargers in this ballgame. I think their offense will do a great job versus this Ravens defense. They'll utilize their passing game to set up their running game. I think the way they utilize their backs in the passing game will also prove to be too much for the Ravens to handle. So I think they'll expand that defense and attack those individual matchups. Now, defensively, the Ravens can have success running the football versus San Diego, but I think it will be minimal as the Chargers will be able to get these guys off the field. So I see San Diego going on the road and knocking off the Ravens. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Charger fan forums and Raven fan forums for always showing football game plan support.